Hello, my friends, and happy early Halloween. If you're new here, my name is Jennifer Huber, also known as Solo Travel Girl. And since June of 2022, I've been using Mounjaro to manage my type 2 diabetes. Now, in that time, amazing things have happened. I have lost over 60 pounds, but importantly, I have lowered my A1C. I started out at 8.2, and last time when I had my A1C checked, it was 5.4. Awesome. I no longer take high blood pressure medication because I no longer have high blood pressure. My cholesterol is just a little bit elevated, and I am weaning myself off of statins. So hopefully by the beginning of the year, I will no longer be on a statin for high cholesterol. And I reversed my non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. So yeah, Mounjaro basically has been this amazing tool in my life to lead me down a path of a happy and healthier life. All right, let's get into this week's update. But before I do, I just want to remind you that I'm not a healthcare professional, and I'm just sharing my personal experience and opinion about using Mounjaro to manage my type 2 diabetes. Also, I have no relationship with the drug manufacturer, Eli Lilly, or any pharmacy that is selling Mounjaro. All right, let's get into this week's update. Let me go grab my notes. First off, I am wearing this same top that I wore last year for week 18. So I thought it'd be fun to bring it back out. One, because I am going to wear it out on Halloween because it seems like a Halloween-esque top. It is a little bit looser than it was a year ago. Sorry, and I am actually filming in the same location that I did a year ago. This is my oak tree in my backyard. And last year at this time, it hardly had any leaves on it because it was about a month after Hurricane Ian came through. So there's a lot of leaves here, and I guess things are kind of dripping down. But anyway, I'm not going to get too freaked out about it. And I apologize for the shadows. But so Friday, I injected myself with my 70th week of Mounjaro, and that was at the 7.5 dose. I had minimal side effects on Friday afternoon and evening and Saturday. I really didn't have much desire to eat. But I did force myself to eat because I know it's just important. Also because I've been watching my glucose numbers, but I'll get into my glucose in a little bit. But I did gain 1 pound this week, so I'm at 131 pounds. I'm not mad about it. I think it would really freak me out if I got on the scale and I was 129. I don't know why that would freak me out, but it just would. Now, I got thinking about it today, and when I was married, like in the early 2000s, early 2000s, well, I got married in 98, and I got divorced in 2004. But my highest weight, I was 230 pounds. So looking back, I have lost 100 pounds over, a couple decades, which is wild to me. All right. So anyway, let's talk about glucose numbers. It's been really interesting. My glucose was 98 this morning. However, during the week, I had 51 one morning. I had 50s, I had 70s. It was all over the map. And one morning one day at work, I was like slurring my speech. I had to give all sorts of presentations this past week, and I was slurring my speech. And I thought it was because I didn't get much sleep. I had about 3.5 hours of sleep. But I got, thinking, and I'm like, okay, I'm just going to try to step out of the shadow here. That's really a side effect of low glucose, is like slurring your speech, and that could lead to eventually like dizziness and passing out. So it's probably the reason why I was forcing myself to eat, especially Friday and Saturday, and then eating things that aren't necessarily good for me. Like, for instance, I purchased a Starbucks double shot because I know it has the sugar in there along with caffeine, but that seemed to raise my glucose. So again, it was 98 today, so we'll see what it is going to be tomorrow, but I'm a-okay with that. Nutrition, I did bake some pumpkin muffins again, made with whole wheat and maple syrup, which they turned out so good. I've been eating my yogurt. I did eat quite a bit of, well, I had 2 trips to fast food restaurants this past week, including a pumpkin flavored Frosty. And I don't know if it's because my taste buds have changed, but it didn't quite taste as what I thought it would, but it was okay. And the next day I had the 51 glucose reading. So we shall see. Exercise, walking my dog. I hope you caught my short that I posted yesterday. And if not, here's a little clip of where I took my dog. It was just so beautiful. It wasn't as hot and humid as it is right now, and it was just a wonderful afternoon. I wish I could bottle it, but I do have that short video that I can keep the memory. Um, and exercise, also exercise. I've been starting to use those Pilates bands a little bit more because I really want to firm up my arms. Yeah, I know that's going to take some time. And, if you're just starting out on Mounjaro, I encourage you to do some strength training along the way because muscle burns fat. And I do have some fat that I want to get rid of still. It's Halloween, so my topic I think is very timely. Scary insurance. I just want to mention briefly about scary insurance because it's open enrollment. And, if you watch my earlier videos and along the way, I've been always concerned, how am I going to pay for Mounjaro if my insurance doesn't cover it? Thank goodness, Eli Lilly had the savings card, so it was $25. And then they came out with another savings card. So basically, I paid in August, this past August, for 3 boxes of Mounjaro, I paid $378.66. And I was like, okay, now I have a health savings account, but I'm worried about, well, what happens if that's drained? But if I have a really big medical emergency, and at the time when Mounjaro came out, it was between $900 and $1,200. I guess it's kind of come down in price a little bit, so it's not so expensive. But I just want, and my insurance company doesn't really cover it because it is a new medication. So that's why they said it was that I was paying so much for it. They, meaning the insurance company, when I called them, they said because it was a new medication and it just wasn't part of their approved list of medications. So although I didn't have to pay 100%, I did have to pay about 80%. So I went to go pick up my 3 boxes of Mounjaro. I'm sorry, I feel like I'm stepping on ants, but I'm not. So I went to go pick up my 3 boxes of Mounjaro on Friday, and I looked in the app and I saw what the cost is. I'm like, is this true? Could it be this much? And so I went to the pharmacy, and sure enough, it was. It was $25. Now, mind you, there's still an Eli Lilly coupon out there, good until the end of the year, covering the balance of that. So I got 3 boxes of Mounjaro on Friday, a 7.5 milligram dose for $25. So then I went and looked because it's open enrollment, and I wanted to see if Mounjaro made the list. And sure enough, Mounjaro is now one of those approved medications in my insurance. So I am thrilled. I'm over the moon. I'm like, well, what's it going to cost me? It's one thing to be in the list. I'm only going to pay 20% of what Mounjaro costs. Now, the cost for the insurance company is about $600 some. So I'm going to be paying $137.19 for 3 boxes of Mounjaro beginning in 2024. I can't believe it. I am thrilled. I am so happy. I'm just over the moon. And I also hope that you all are going to have that benefit as well. In the back of my head, I've just been hoping that, once Mounjaro is on the market and they see how much it is helping diabetics, it's better if the insurance companies pick up the tab, because in the long run, we're going to be healthier people. We're not going to be taking as many medications. Now, I guess you can go into this whole thing about big pharma and, they're going to be missing out because you have healthier people, not as many diabetics, and perhaps maybe not as many obese people and all the health side effects that come with that. Maybe there's going to be entities that are upset about that. I mean, I did hear, I guess, somewhere that like Walmart is upset that people are eating healthier, meaning, and they're eating less, so they're buying less junk food. So that's hurting sales. But also the cost of things are just crazy. The cost of life and living right now is just crazy. But I digress. So my not so scary insurance story is that Mounjaro is affordable for me, even if I need to pay out of pocket and not use my HSA. So that was a big weight lifted off my shoulder, a big burden lifted off this past week. Yeah, so I hope the same for you. And that's all I have to say this week, other than thank you. Thank you so much for being here. I do appreciate you. I appreciate the comments. And I hope you're having success with Mounjaro as well. If you're just starting off, you know, watch what you eat, move more, and keep yourself hydrated. That's going to make things a whole lot easier. You're going to have some bumps and some uncomfortable times, but if you just follow that and do what's right for you, I am confident you're going to be a-okay. So because it is Halloween, I want to know, what's your favorite candy? Now, it doesn't mean that you're going to be eating this candy. I had a Butterfinger the other day, like a little Butterfinger. I took one bite and I couldn't even eat the rest. I know. I can't believe it. I mean, the old me probably would have eaten half the bag in one sitting. But anyway, let me know what your favorite candy is. And on that note, I hope you have an awesome week. Thank you so much for being here. This week, please be kind to others, but most importantly, please be kind to yourself. All right, I'll catch you next week. Bye.